Welcome back to the Daily Dose of Dopamine with Robert Cochran and me, Susan Scarlett, and my Malia, my golden retriever, is right down here in case you see a whale tail wagging. She's my helper for today. Um, we were talking a minute ago, and you mentioned two things happened today, and I think you might have only shared one of them with us. Do you have something else you'd like to share?
Well, yeah, I'm always cautious about things that are not complete, sharing too much. I can generally say that it harkens back to what we said previously, less lifting and more linking. You have to ask, as you said, because it is in our fear, I believe, certainly in mine, that we go, I better do this because this couldn't possibly mean as much as it does to me as it will to anybody else. So, and I have to convince them. And maybe I don't mean as much as I would need,
Wow,
right? That's the
that's
fear.
huge.
Yeah,
Wow.
because
Yeah.
to ask somebody to do this, boy, that's a big ask. And then you do, and they go, "Oh, not only am I going to do that, yes, and
You
have
gotta
you
do this as
considered?
well.
Let's do
Yeah.
this." And all of a sudden, yeah, it just blows the covers off of that whole experience. So, yeah, this other meeting, like I said, without the particulars, it was what was lovely about it was okay. It went against there's kind of bookend meetings. There's two of the similar types of people in similar positions, and one person came on, and this was last week, gave me a very kind of, yes, I've looked at your site. What can I do for you? And it's like, oh,
Mhm.
and I'm like, okay, well, now let me kind of start and like, and wasn't rude, but was just like, oh,
Sure.
okay, I'll see if I can get you somebody. I'm going to pass you off type of thing.
Uh-huh.
The opposite of that was today, where the person came on and just went, I've been looking at your stuff and I am fascinated and I have some questions for you.
Oh,
And,
wow. Oh my. How
you know,
awesome.
and and the truth is both things are valid. That the first person was not wrong or bad or mean or anything else. It just didn't hit, right? For
Mhm.
whatever reason, the connection didn't happen. And I didn't give up right away. And I don't think things are dead with that contact. It's just, you know, that's part of it. But the reminder is the other person who had no more information than the first, right? They were referred by the first, by the same person. It just hit with him. And so, and saw again, looked at the website, and the website worked. So
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. They had that. I was assuming that was the source of whatever research they had done was the
right,
same thing. It was the
right,
website. It's interesting. If you first glance at it without really clicking and digging, and there's a lot of rabbit holes you can go down. There's a rabbit warren in that website. There's so much information that you have to go after. Not that it's hard, but if you don't have a drive, if you're not, something hasn't tickled your fancy to start with, that's not wrong. It's just who you are in that moment, and maybe things aren't meant to be, and you never know. You just never know.
yeah. I don't have good perspective being as close to the site as I am. What works and what doesn't, what's too crowded, what isn't. I made a big adjustment the other day to simplify, and I do think it's much cleaner now, especially on the homepage, to say this is who we are and what we do. And every homepage says improv and storytelling. Really keep driving that. And it's just going to it's going to be just like the Jam for Joys are. And this is something I reflected to one of the people today. They're learning living labs. Every time I do one of the classes, I learn so much because there's what I put out, and then the truthful 7 words that I always say. I don't know what's about to happen, right? Because you guys, the way you react to things informs me, and it's the same with the website. What people say about it. Oh, that's there, or that's not there, or whatever else. This
Yeah,
all,
power words.
yeah,
It's how we react. They're the same words,
that's right.
and we were, some speak to me, and some just don't even show up into somebody else's consciousness, and it just jumps off the screen at
Right.
me.
Yep. And like you said, other people literally look right past it. It doesn't exist.
Doesn't register. Yeah.
So the bottom line with this as we approach 5 is just to say that all of that being true leads back to the need to have the skills and practice the skills we do in yes and exercise to listen and learn constantly, to be in that mode of yes and what's coming forth, and knowing that nothing in life, a website, a class is ever fixed, right?
Yeah, it's
A disease
alive.
state, a relationship.
Yeah.
In order to be alive, we have to be fluidly ready to yes and.
Yes, and it's 5 plus.